Hello, and welcome to the Bloom Learner Bloom workshop series. Today's presentation is brought to you by the Resilience and Retention Advising Team. In today's series, we're going to talk about the importance of building your support team and how to go about approaching and asking for that help from the resources around campus. The Resilience and Retention Advising Team consists of 3 senior academic program advisors, Brandy Barksdale, Sarah Tate, and Michelle Mickey Tensa. We understand the importance of communication as it relates to your education, as well as making sure that we understand and have a sense of peace as you go through your academic journey here at UTSA. So first things first, when you think about where you are when it comes to asking for help, where exactly are you? Are you okay with asking for help? Have you thought about it? Are you unsure where to start? Or are you ready to learn more? Either way, the purpose of today's presentation is to get us from not knowing where to start to knowing more about your resources and how to approach them. We know that there are multiple reasons when it comes to creating connections, as well as building your ecosystem of success. One of those main reasons is that whether you're in the current workforce or when you do enter the workforce, many employers look for these soft skills when it comes to their employees. As you'll note, collaboration and communication are amongst the top 5. So why not start now when it comes to building that particular success network? Some of the other reasons it's important to build up your success network is because it helps to create that balance when it comes to emotions or just your overall wellness. Ultimately, we have to learn that we are not built as an island. At most, we're a peninsula, and we all need some help sometimes. And so it's great to have someone in your corner when you're navigating through college or just any aspects of life. And even more so, you get to learn from each other as you go. Some of the individuals or even areas that can build your ecosystem of success are included but aren't limited to people like your advisors, your professors, family, friends, tutors, and even different counselors and mentors on campus. So as you think about those resources that you can tap into, as we even discussed in our first video of our series, some of the things you'd want to consider as you're preparing to meet with these areas are maybe looking through some of the materials that you need. For instance, when you're meeting with your professor, it'd be good to review the syllabus so you're aware of their resources, their policies, hours of operation, anything of that nature. Also, it would be good to write down any questions you may have, concerns you may have, anything of that nature to be able to best assist you during your meeting. It's important to be on time, be patient when waiting for a response, and that's the importance of being proactive. When there's not necessarily an emergency, then that is something that they can help you with in your time of need. So what exactly do you talk about with your professor? Well, a lot of times it's really important to go to them as your resource when it comes to clarification on assignments, definitely when it comes to like your grades, on your exams, different assignments, or even midterm grades. If it's applicable in any way, shape, or form, it could be a good time to talk with them about opportunities for research, if it's applicable to your job or your major. Even if you want clarity on the syllabus or their policies that they have placed on there. And last but not least, some resources that are even beyond those that are mentioned in the syllabus when it comes to campus resources on helping with your success in and outside of their classroom. It is very important when you do contact your professor that we contact them in a very professional manner. After all, being in school, it's just like having another job. And so when you do outreach to your professor, it's important to address them as such, whether it's professor or doctor. This is a template that we recommend that you can use that pretty much gets to your point, what it is you're wanting to ask for help from. It's important that you identify yourself as well as put the name of the class that you're contacting them over. And last but not least, keeping it clear and concise on what it is that your areas of concern lie or questions that you may have. And you want to make sure that you sign off with your full name as well as your student ID. And again, the specific class that you're referencing. Many professors teach multiple sections, so it'd be important to know what section you're in for the class that you're referencing. When you are meeting with your professor, some of the ways that you can go about connecting with them is maybe just updating or changing our approach on how we're asking a particular question. So, for instance, if you're not certain about an assignment or a topic that they just discussed, rather than just saying that you're lost, you could indicate some of the things that you've done already and then inquire, is there a way that they can review the resources or review what you've gone over or what you've done so far to help with that? The other is when it comes to our grades, we understand the importance of making really great grades, especially depending on your major. And so we would want to encourage that when you're looking at your grades, you would indicate what it is that you're wanting to strive for and what you're wanting to do and what you've done thus far. Therefore, they asking for feedback on an assignment maybe that you've finished early. And also, it would be important that when you're looking at when you're preparing for their class, that you're needing a 4.0, as it says here. However, if you're striving for it, you can inquire on, like, I've reviewed the syllabus. This is what I would like to do, and make an appointment to ask for more questions. And this goes back to the importance of taking advantage of office hours. A couple of other things to consider would be regarding knowing and preparing for an exam. It's not always about knowing if something specifically will be on a test. However, you can approach the instructor by indicating that you reviewed all that you've done so far, whether it's textbook, notes, lectures, and what have you, and just inquiring, is there an area that you've missed to best prepare for your future exam? And last but not least, as we know, sometimes absences do occur, and there are things in and outside of our control. And so, therefore, when or if that does occur, either one, being proactive to let the instructor know that you will be missing a course and what can you do to ensure you do not miss any necessary assignments, or if you have missed classes, follow up with the instructor as far as how those missed classes may or may not impact your GPA, no matter the circumstance. So, outside of your professor, there are several other resources that are on campus. Again, just a few, but not limited to your academic advisors, mentors, or even the academic coaches in the Tomas Rivera Center. As you can see, and as we've talked about with your professor, there's different things that you can discuss with these individuals. With your advisors, if there's anything related to connecting on campus or even related to course planning or your degree requirements, that's where your academic advisor comes into play. Your peer mentors can continue to give you insight on experiencing your academic journey the best way possible, as well as campus involvement. And even then, the academic coaches can touch on those a little bit, but help you build your strategies of student success, tips on test management, time management, and even note-taking approaches, as well as handling stress. No matter who it is you're outreaching to, again, it's important to approach them in a professional manner. So again, another template that you could consider is addressing the individual. If you're not sure who the individual is, it could be dear sir or madam. It can also be just to whom it may concern. You would identify or introduce yourself, indicate the question or concern or inquiry that you may have. And again, most importantly, you always want to make sure that you sign off with your full name and your student ID to help and best assist you. So when you think about some of the people that you ask for help, just ponder briefly. Friends, family, as we talked about before, some of the areas that you build up for your ecosystem of student success. But understanding that it doesn't just have to be you. And it also can be a variety of individuals, your classmates, your professors, any other staff members on the campus. That's what we're here to do and help you with your success. As we know, communication is the key to successful relationships and just to success overall. We want to thank you again for joining us for our Bloom Runner Bloom workshop series, and know that we are all here to help and you continue to go and grow.